Hello, class. This is Zach Spryzak with our week 4 case study. I decided to do it on Lions partnership versus, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, against versus Giannis. A little background on how this case was presented was in 1999. Lions partnership sued Ted Giannis for using a Barney look-alike in an act done by the famous chicken. And so I did a little research. I didn't really know who the famous chicken was, and it said in the text that he was um, a he's a sport mascot, which was interesting to me because usually every team would have a mascot, but apparently he's someone that came into random games and just kind of was entertainment. So you could have seen him featured in a lot of San Diego Padres games or LA Clippers games. He's based out of California, and what ended up happening was Ted, who is Ted Giannis, um, did a bit at one of these games with the character that looked a lot like Barney, and we all know Barney the dinosaur from the kids shows, and so they basically did a bit and they're doing a little dance off, and it's just a funny thing that the fans got into. Well, Lions ends up finding out about it, and they decided to sue him on the Lanham Act. The Lanham Act is also known as the Trademark Act, and it is the federal it is the federal statute and governs trademarks, service marks, and unfair competition. So basically, they felt that they were stealing Barney and were using him for entertainment to make money. Now, the court decided that the chicken's performance was clearly meant to be a parody, and Lions did not agree with this, and they come up with two main arguments. The two main arguments, the first one was that Ted was not using Barney as a parody. And the second main argument was that the court was placing too much weight in the fact that Ted was using Barney as a parody. Now, the court ended up ruling in favor of Ted Giannis, but the last stance that was also presented by Giannis was seven factors that that basically come into play with copyright infringement, and those would be trademark allegedly infringed, the similarity between the two marks, the similarity of the products or services, the identity of the retail outlets and purchasers, the identity of the advertising media used, the defendant's intent, and any evidence of actual confusion. After the court looked at both sides, they end up decided that the bit of the famous chicken was in fact a parody. And for those that don't know what a parody is, it's basically just a joke or a story used, or like this bit that they just kind of use someone that looks like him, just for the audience has another kind of something the audience can relate to and laugh about. The text ended up saying, after looking back on this from years ago, like I said, it was in 1999, that this was actually the correct decision after more research was found. Lions had insufficient evidence to support a violation under the Lanham Act. And honestly, and to conclude this case, the district court affirmed the initial ruling, and Giannis was able to use Barney as a parody. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next case study.